going on, Jeromes? We are in the thick THICC of mock draft season, and everyone and their mom is putting out mock draft 79.1, and ESPN's fantasy football guru, Field Yates, is joining the fray, put out his NFL mock draft 1.0, even though, who do you think is older, Field Yates or Matt LeFleur, the 12-year-old boy? I don't know, man. It's pretty damn close. Maybe he moisturizes. Who knows? But, as I choke. Is that you, Rona? But yes, he put out his mock draft 1.0, and not spoiling all of the picks, but quarterbacks are at a premium, as well as there's a bit of a run on edge rushers, and the Vikings sticking and picking at 11. They go with defensive end Jared Verse out of the Florida State University, Dallas Turner off the board, as well as Leatu Latu. So the Vikings get edge rusher 3 in this class, and all right, we'll get into it. So this is what Field wrote about Jared Verse. Retaining Danielle Hunter, soon to be a free agent, would change the outlook on this pick, but losing Hunter, DJ Wam, and or Marcus Davenport, well, bye. In free agency would leave Minnesota razor thin at pass rusher. Verse is long, strong, and likes to get the has great inline power and shows a growing set of pass rush moves to get home. After surprising many and returning to Florida State for the 2023 season, he helped catalyze what was on the short list for the best defense in college football last season, racking up 9 sacks. And yeah, Jared Verse was an absolute monster. Formerly played at Albany. A little bit older of a prospect coming in, is going to be 24 in November. He's literally 3 years older than Dallas Turner. Now, you hear us, and a lot of NFL draft pundits will talk about age consistently, and it's not so much about the age of the prospect coming in. It's about the age of the prospect on the second contract, because if Verse is a first-round pick, which it looks like he's going to be, with that fifth-year option, he's going to be 28, 29 before he reaches his second contract, and given an extension, could push him into his 30s, whereas Dallas Turner would be 25, 26 when he reaches his extension, and then his second contract would be just into the cusp of his 30s. So that's why it matters, looking on down the road. But with Verse, yeah, Field hit it on the head, where it's kind of surprising that he returned to Tallahassee. It seemed like he showed enough in 2022. Probably would have been a first-round pick, but he returned and had a phenomenal season. 60 pressures, 9 sacks, and 91 PFF pass rushing grade. And he can be hand in the dirt. He can be stand-up. He can rush from both sides. And he's been a 2-time first-team All-American. Good first step. Mature use of pass rush moves. That's where the age and the experience do come into play. And also good bend, NFL caliber strength. And beyond his his size and dimensions, as well as him wearing number 5, I've seen the comparison of him being Kayvon Thibodeau with a little bit better bend. Actually, a lot better bend. I mean, that was one of Thibodeau's drawbacks coming out of Oregon. But, I mean, Verse would certainly fit that mold. But the whole thing about it is that, all right, so look who's taking after. 12 Broncos, J.J. McCarthy Dynamite. Now, J.J. is starting to get a lot of hype, and I think that it's not so much people just talking ish. I think there really is fire where there is smoke. I think that NFL teams are going to look at McCarthy's age, 21. They're going to look at him playing in a pro-style offense. They're going to look at him when asked to make plays on the run, off of play action. He does have precision passing. He does have height. He does have a frame that could add a little bit of muscle, but also that comes with age. Plus, he does have a high-quality arm that wasn't really utilized because, frankly, Michigan didn't need it. But 13, Byron Murphy, the second out of Texas, where the Vikings looking to stop the run as well as get that quick interior pass rush. And, I mean, Chris Jones single-handedly showed you why interior pass rush is important over the playoffs. And, Murphy has worked his way up. I mean, largely he was seen as a, late first-round pick. I think he'll be top end of the first-round pick. So, it's kind of like all-star teams or Hall of Fame. It's not so much who gets in, it's who got snubbed. But don't get me wrong. I do like Jared Verse a lot, and especially if the Vikings do lose Danielle and there's a premium, there's definitely a need on the edge at a premium position, and Dallas Turner as well as Leatu Latu are off the board. I mean, Verse would be more than a perfectly fine consolation prize at 11, but in a spot where the Vikings could lose Kirk, and also in a spot where maybe they don't sign defensive interior in free agency, whether that's Wilkins, whether that's Matabuke, whether that's Chris Jones, I could easily see Yeah, you can see a world where they sign a defensive tackle and they bring back Daniil and or Wanham, and it's a spot where you want to listen to your board, but literally, if your quarterback of the future, J.J. McCarthy, is just staring at you in the face, I think you gotta go that direction. As opposed to going on verse and second round, hoping a guy like Chop Robinson from Penn State would be in that mix there, but again, we'll see. Like we said, it's extremely early, and also I think that there's going to be a lot of guys rising and falling, but especially rising. I think that if the Vikings want J.J. McCarthy, it wouldn't shock me at the end of the day, after he throws at the combine, tests at the combine, throws at his pro day, if the Vikings would have to move into the top 10 to go get him. But like we said, we'll see what happens. But your thoughts are thoughts. Field Yates, ESPN puts out his first-round mock draft. The Vikings go edge rusher over quarterback and defensive interior. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.